Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center. I'm going to be doing the 1212 portal reading. I'll look at a little astrology and numerology around the portal, and then we'll get into the tarot reading. And I also have the Starseed Oracle deck to work with. These portals always, bring us to these higher consciousness levels, and I think the Starseed Oracle works real well for that. All right, so let's take a look. Before we get started, I want to thank my new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. This is a wonderful group of souls that gather here. Every morning, I do a little bit of astrology and perhaps a little philosophy and an occasional rant, although I try not to um, kill anybody's buzz. So I try not to make things too, but sometimes you just got to say what you got to say. And I know you all appreciate that. Um, to my tried and true who have been with me for years, thank you so much. You've helped me move through a lot of really challenging times in my life, and hopefully I've helped you as well. And I was 9 people away from 15,000 subscribers. And then suddenly I was like down like 16. So I don't know why that happens. And it's okay. I mean, but if you could like and subscribe and maybe share my videos, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. It would mean a lot to me. I think both, but only if you want to. I mean, if you find this stuff valuable, then perhaps you want to do that. I am going to be starting a membership on the channel at the beginning of the year. I know some of you have asked me about that again. I'm not ignoring you. I didn't have anything to report quite yet, but my intention is still to come out in January with that. It won't be too much, and you'll get a little extra of what people who see me all the time on the regular stuff that doesn't get. And then I'm also going to perhaps offer to my students an option to take sort of new classes and stuff on the channel. So we'll see. We'll see how that's going to work. So thank you very much. I'm done. I'm done talking about that. So let's start with this. Let's start with this. Okay. Let me figure out the technology, which is always a bit of a crapshoot with me, especially, because we have Mercury retrograde and we have Mars retrograde, and forward motion isn't that easy. Although it does seem that some people some people have a pretty, seems like forward motion is uh, going just great. But I don't know. Like, we'll see if that's really true. All right, December 2024. We're in the 1212 portal. And so the numerology is simple. You take the 12 and the 12, add it together, 24/6 vibration. Now, interestingly enough, 1212 will always have that vibration, right? We'll always have that 24/6 vibration as part of its vibration. The thing that changes is the universal year, and the universal year 2024 is an 8 vibration. And so when we add the 24 to the 8, we get the 32. That's the vibration of this day. And the 32/5 in the system that I use with the Kabbalah and the tarot and the numerology is located in a place called Tiphereth. Tiphereth energetically in our physical body is connected to the heart chakra. And so this is a vibration of the heart. 5 is about freedom. Freedom. What do you love? Do you love your freedom? Now we are about to embark on the chance of, here in the United States, a fascistic regime, as I see it anyway. Not everybody sees it that way, but it seems that that's the playbook they're going by. And the question for us on the 1212 portal is what is our freedom worth? What is our freedom worth? What is the cost of freedom? The Sagittarius energy, of course, the sun is in Sagittarius now. And Sagittarius is about truth. Sagittarius is about truth. We just had a new moon in Sagittarius, which 10 degrees of Sag, which asked us, what is our definition of happiness, right? It's a changing, like, is having all the money in the world the most that would make you happy? Of course not. Happiness is an inside job. Those of us who have learned how to be happy despite the challenges that we face, know that in a way, have that choice. And happiness, I think, comes from an appreciation of what you have. And the appreciation of the people in your life, the appreciation of the nature around you. So this particular vibration is associated with the sun via the tree of life. And the sun on this day is at 22 of Sag. It says a Chinese laundry. The keynote, making use of one's special racial, cultural background in order to survive and prosper in an alien environment. In the US, this would be every single one of us, because except for Native Americans and Africans who were brought here on slave ships. It wasn't their choice to come here. And the Native Americans were here before us. So besides them, we've all been aliens in an alien environment, right? And in a way, that's interesting because Sag really is about the foreigner, is a foreigner. And in America, it is a country full of foreigners who have come under this idea of freedom 5, and hopefully justice, equal justice. Now, the 32-5 is interesting because it is the path of life for the United States. If you add its birthdays, July 4th, 1776, we get a 32-5. In numerology, the birth date is the path. It is the lesson that we are here to learn. And we are here to learn about freedom and the cost of freedom and the price of freedom. Now, we also have the 32-5 for the United States as the shadow of the United States, the wound, the wounds of the United States. And we're having a Chiron return right now. So it's about healing the wound of the United States. Well, what's the wound of the United States? It's a 5. Freedom. Freedom to say what you want to say. Freedom to have the religion that of your choosing, that nobody can tell you what to believe. And yet, as a wound, the 5, wounded 5 can be chaos. Wounded 5 can be change, constant change for change's sake, changing for change's sake. That's a wound. I think that Trump's success has been his ability to create change. And I think people are tired of the way it is or the way it's been. I feel like a lot of the complaints that people have about the Democrats are not all the reason, like, oh, at least the more like MAGA people. It's like a lot of the things that they complain about are things that are like that because of Republicans, because of Republican policies. So, but then, the Democrats had power and they didn't use it so far. So the price of freedom, the cost of freedom, and who is truly free? Who is free in America? I think we have the most imprisoned population, next to maybe North Korea, right? And what do we want? What are we trying to do? Build walls and build, uh, what do you call them? Containment, immigration, concentration camps, really, to concentrate a group of people in one place to keep them captive. That's not freedom. We can only be free if we take responsibility for ourselves. We can only be free if we come from a heart place. We have to understand that we are 100% responsible for ourselves. We cannot blame other people for our problems. Projection is really not the way it's going to go. Now, when you look at the United States chart and you look at that 32.5 vibration, right? Because that's connected to the United States chart. And the sun is the place of the sun is Cancer. It's Cancer. It's 13 degrees of Cancer in the United States sun. And Cancer is about nurturance. It's about taking care of the family, taking care of the family of man. The United States healed can be a place of healing and opportunity, that if you're willing to go by the rules and work hard enough, that you have a fair shake. I don't think anybody feels like they have a fair shake anymore. And part of the reason for that is because while we may be, and this is worldwide, but in the case of the United States, we may be the richest nation ever, but most of the money is owned by 5 families. It's not rich. America's not rich. Billionaires are rich. That's why this unfortunate assassination attempt, I don't know if I can say that word, but that's what it was, or not attempt, an actual assassination of a CEO is earth shaking, right? Almost more earth shaking than, Donald Trump winning the election. Pluto's in Aquarius, guys. Power to the people. Power to the people. We have more power than we know. We need to have a vision, though. You can't just willy-nilly be doing stuff because it creates chaos. And chaos is a shadow and a wound for us. And aren't we tired of suffering? Aren't we tired of shooting at each other? At people having fun at rock concerts? Oh, well, we'll shoot them. People in church? No, we'll shoot them. People in synagogue? We'll shoot them. Children in high school? We'll shoot them. College? We'll shoot them. Elementary school? We'll shoot them too. We'll just, and we'll get guns that can shoot more of them. So there's more death and destruction. I didn't expect that to go that direction. So thank you so much. Let's take a look at the astrology. I have this for 12 p.m. So 12 minutes after 12 today. It's later than that right now as I'm doing this because I had a client at 12, so I couldn't do it at 12. I like to do it on I like to do the reading at the time. But so I'm doing it now. But This is the chart for 12/12. And I gave it Aries rising, so it can apply to everybody. And we can see the sun up there in Sag, 22 degrees of Sag. Sagittarius, and you know, the sun illuminates, and Sagittarius is truth, the illumination of truth. We have Mercury up there in Sag as well. It is retrograde, as is Mars. Retrograde, where's Mars? Here's Mars. And it's interesting because Mercury and Mars are kind of moving together, going backwards. This is a change of mind, and this is a change of action. This Mars is on the North Node of the United States. The sun is on Donald Trump's moon, his past, his South Node. So we could see an illumination of the past. We have Venus today, actually. It happened earlier in the morning in exact opposition to Mars. That opposition occurred at 6 degrees Mars in Leo and 6 degrees Venus in Aquarius. So 6 degrees of Aquarius, 7 degrees of Aquarius is the South Node of the United States. So we have the Venus on the South Node of the United States, and we have Mars on the North Node, but Mars is going retrograde. So this is a fateful time for us. We have the sun opposite Jupiter, Jupiter retrograde. So that Jupiter is actually on Donald Trump's Uranus. It's actually moving off of it. His Uranus, I think, is at 17 or 18. So it's gone over it. And it will come back over it again after it goes direct next year. It'll go back over it going forward. And that is likely to illuminate something, a shock of some sort, information, perhaps. We have the North Node in Aries still, but it's coming to the end of its journey through Aries. With the South Node in Libra. It's going to be moving into Pisces. And we have Neptune in Pisces, right? And so at the beginning of the year, I think January actually, the North Node moves into Pisces. And then it's either February or March when it conjoins with Neptune. And that North Node and kissing Neptune, eventually the North Node is going to continue through Pisces. And Neptune, which has been in Pisces for 14 years, is going to dip into Aries. It's going to come back into Pisces, but next year it dips into Aries. And so it's our first sort of little toe in the water, so to speak. And Aries is about beginnings. Now in 2026, we're going to have a conjunction of Saturn and Neptune, which is always significant for Russia, for the USSR, or for Russia, really. The last time they came together, it happened in Capricorn, and that's when the Berlin Wall came down. So this time, it's happening in Aries. And the planet of reality, Saturn, and the planet of imagination, Pisces, coming together in the first degree of the zodiac, 0 degrees of Aries. That is a woman coming out of the ocean being embraced by a seal. It is the urge for consciousness to be, a new consciousness. But until we get there, that's a lot going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of cleanup, but there's going to be a lot of whatever doesn't serve us is going to be going. So we can expect that, but we don't know how it's going to look. So to worry about it is a waste of time. It's a waste of time. What you need to do is you need to put your energy in the direction of the life you want to see, the world you want to see. As much as you know, you think that people, because of so much destruction, that people want to see that. People don't want to see that. That's fear. That's fear that we see. People want to be happy. They just think there are different ways to get there. But you know, we all have opinions and we only have half the story. It's like the three blind men and the elephant. We don't have the whole story. We can only see it from our perspective. If we bring our perspectives together, imagine what we can do. And that's exactly what that conjunction's, for me, I feel is going to be about. I mean, for us, but that's how I see it. We have Pluto at that first degree of Aquarius in there now for 20 years. Doesn't have to go back into Capricorn anymore. We've passed the point of no return. Oh my goodness. Chiron and Aries. We have one more hit of Chiron on the United States. Chiron. And this being the fifth Chiron return in the history of the United States is significant because the wound is a 5. We have Uranus and Taurus. We just had a number of earthquakes in California and Nevada here in the States, and I know that they've been all over the place, so this isn't the only place. I know that. On this day, the moon is getting closer to a conjunction. It will eventually conjoin Uranus. I think that might happen tomorrow, though. The North Node in Aries is trine Mars, which is moving backwards. There's a stepping back energy of aggression, strangely enough, in this very fraught time. And we have a square between Saturn and Jupiter. And that is a first quarter crisis in action square on the seeds planted at the conjunction, which occurred at 1 degree of Aquarius. Yes, where Pluto is now, back on the winter solstice, a powerful cardinal point at 1 degree of Aquarius, Jupiter and Saturn, which is considered a generational cycle. It's 20-year cycle in Aquarius. So we are in the age of Aquarius, and things are getting a lot faster because of that. All right, let me stop this. I know that was a lot, and I'm keeping you a little bit longer than I wanted to, but hopefully that was helpful. So I'm using the oh my God, the Thoth. I'm using the Thoth Deck. Let me just give myself a little spray. I do want to point out that I have a little altar here behind me. For those of you who've been watching me, you've seen this. And I call this Ease of Birth of the New Earth. That's what I call this. But I do have the strength vibration over there, the strength card. And today is, of course, this is 12/12. So this is the card for the day. So I put that up there with the tree of life. I have a Ganesh back here. Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. When my sister was sick with cancer, I sent her a little Ganesh as a gift. And she was a Christian, so she wasn't really into this stuff. But I knew how much she was suffering. And I thought that anything that would ease her healing. And she ended up passing. And I think that was the healing for her. And I did get a message from a medium after that, where I think it was where she said, when my sister came through and said, I just couldn't do it in body. I couldn't do it. And I understood that. And I understood that. And the healing or the resolution was a letting go for her. So, it works in different ways. This, I have some Palo Santo. This is just, I like the way it smells too, but this is to clear the space. I do want to say that if you're going to be doing any kind of work like this, especially the card stuff, if you're a card reader, or if you even just dabble, protect yourself, because the energy is so chaotic out there. And there are people on the other side, people in the dark, so to speak, who also know how energy works. So you have to just be protective of yourself. That's all. It's not a scary thing. It's just, sage or visualize the white light surrounding you. It's real important. And not even just doing cards. I mean, we probably should be doing that. It's like, you take a shower and you do the light thing too. It's not just, about the shower. Okay, so this is, what do we need to know? Oh, what do we need to know in the 1212 portal? And this is the card we get. This is the Justice card in this deck. And in this deck, the Justice card is an 8, which is the exact vibration that we're in as a universal year. Okay. We can see balance here. We can see a balancing of the scales. I think that Spirit wants us to know that the scales will be balanced. If man's law cannot hold somebody accountable, then cosmic law steps in. Challenging that, manipulation. Now, I think I know who this is. Somebody with their hands in a lot of different projects, with their head in the stars, pulling the strings, or thinking, perhaps, pulling the strings. Or the challenge could be a lack of focus. So perhaps you need to focus on what you want to see in the world. Focus on the world you want to see. Easy stuff. When I wake up, what do I want to see? When I walk outside my door, what do I want to see? When I turn on the TV, what do I want to see? Okay? I want to see, oh, look, peace on earth, goodwill to men. I like that. Oh, it's snowing. It's Christmas. Underneath it all, we have the 8 of Cups. Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is in Pisces. Saturn in Pisces deals with the dissolution, the dissolution of the need to be a victim. In the past, strength. spirit, power, enthusiasm, boundaries. Boundaries, healthy boundaries, and enthusiasm. In the sky, illusion and delusion, debauchery. In the sky is debauchery. I think that's the outer worlds. It's an illusion. An illusion. In the immediate future, like this, the King of Discs. So this is about attending to your garden, attending to your life, attending to your physical body, protecting the seeds you have planted, slowing down, taking it in, taking it slow. You see that he has a shield, so he's very protective. So remember to protect yourself, both psychically and physically. Be aware of your environment. It's not the same world that it was even 2 months ago. But this is also an energy of, I think, what's that expression? Pounding guns into plowshares or weapons into plowshares. And I know there's an expression. I apologize for not knowing it. That's a future. How it's seen from outside, full illumination. Full illumination. This is also a karmic debt number, meaning that a karmic debt is going to be paid off. This is the 19-1 vibration. The United States is in a 19-1 personal year this year. And when we elected, air quotes here, okay, elected, who they say is going to be the 47th president, we were in a 19-1 month year vibration. All right, I'm going to get this. Sorry about this, guys. There we go. All right. See if we can focus now. Isn't that interesting? Oh, I almost had it. Isn't that interesting? Still no, huh? Oh, there I am. Sorry about that, guys. That's very annoying, I know. Our domestic situation, things are changing very quickly. However, and also, this is 7 vibration. Know thyself. Be yourself. You're on your soul's path now. That's what this card's about. That's why things are moving so fast, because you have found your soul's path and you're coming from that place. This is a Cancer vibration. The United States is a Cancer country. Hopes and fears. Luxury, abundance. Losing your abundance, losing the luxury. You know? Outcome? End of a cycle. Something is coming to an end and a new beginning. And a new beginning. That's a Saturn card. Underneath, we have the Ten of Cups, which in this deck is called I can't say the word. Being satiated. That's not what it says, but that's the word it means. All right. Hold on 1 second, guys. This is really bugging me, and I apologize. Sorry about that. 10. Yeah. Death. Change. and then the 9, which is happiness. So things look really, really dark, but I mean, from not in the cards. The cards are very optimistic, really. They will say that justice, it will be served. Justice will be served. But we have to know that we have the ability. We need to get on our soul's path. We are the people. We're the ones who are going to change this. The old systems don't work. And in the old systems, the leader would do something and things would change. But those systems don't work anymore. So it's us, it's we. And do we have to go out in mass and protest? Maybe. Maybe we need to have our voice heard while we still have the opportunity to have our voice heard before they close it down. It's time. It's time to shine your light in whatever way you can. And the best way to do that is to live your best life, to be happy, to visualize. If you focus too much on the catastrophophobia before us, that's what you'll bring in. Who needs that? I don't want that. I don't want that. And then you don't want that. It does make a difference. It does make a difference. You are a powerful co-creative being with Source, as am I, as is every MAGA out there. We all have the power. It has to come through us. We can't expect to be saved. It doesn't work. We need to save ourselves. And we can. And we will. And we are. Let's pull a oracle. The Starseed Oracle. Okay. Give me a minute to shuffle. Loosen your grip. Loosen your grip. Okay. I'll hold it up. I know some people don't like me to read from the book. Somebody said, don't read to us. But it's good information. And I'm going to read to you. Loosen your grip. Look at that. Soul, nope. Sorry, I'm on the wrong page. Okay. This page. It was on the L, but not. Ah, here we go. I like the other one better, but okay. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. We're cyclic beings, and Mother Earth teaches us how to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and the seasons. If you are clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we most need to let go of. The food, the substance, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space. the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping the space covered with something that doesn't serve us or clinging to it for fear of it not staying of its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracles tells us whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha says you can only lose what you're clinging to. Indeed, both are true. If this card appears, you're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control, to release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. Loosening your grip doesn't mean what you're clinging to will go away. It may or it may stay. But you can be sure that what is for you, you will find. And you'll breathe easier knowing that you've shifted from relying on your own strength to surrendering to the grace of life. Surrendering to the grace of life, trusting in the divine, knowing that Spirit has our back. We can do this. We don't have to fear the new age. People are good. People are good. It's just when we're fearful and we close down to love that we have trouble. And the only thing that can conquer fear is love. And so we have to be more loving. And it starts with yourself, because that's where your true power is with you. The I am. North Node in Aries, Chiron in Aries, healing the self. We see those people in Syria, breathing free and hoping against hope that they will be able to continue while there are so many forces around them. They believed in democracy. And many suffered and died for it. But it's about human dignity. It's about human dignity. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful portal. Take care of yourself. Join me and Ona on Ona's channel this coming Saturday, the 15th. We're going to do a mashup with Mystic Sisters and Moonshine, because the full moon, which is the moonshine part of the thing we do together, is going to be on Sunday. So we're going to talk about the moon. We're going to talk about probably the portal. We're going to talk about the astrology, and we're going to talk about the energy and what perhaps we can do to best navigate this challenging yet really kind of exciting time. If you're looking in the right direction, this is an exciting time. If you're looking in a direction that doesn't serve you, it can be pretty scary. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Namaste.